You know I never get excited when I find my room lighted by the glow of a TV screen. And nobody ever told me that in times when I'm lonely I should call, baby, how you been? And tonight was something different, a little hint of licorice, a voice coming through my cell. And you're trying to make it better with a letter after letter, but it ain't working, can't you tell? Talking every night, still don't feel alright. Kiss me through the phone, help me feel alone. Baby, you got it and you know that you got it, so why don't you come over? Won't you come over? Won't you come over? So you were calling me, and baby, won't you let me be? Nothing seems to go my way. Cause I was feeling kinda lonely, could've used a little company, really wanted you to stay. And if I'm being honest, all the things that I promised ought to get you up behind the wheel. Cause nothing makes it better, not a letter after letter, till I finally can get you here. Talking every night, still don't feel alright. Kiss me through the phone, help me feel alone. Baby, you got it and you know that you got it, so why don't you come over?
Hey everyone, it's Docfire, and here to do another live video tonight. And on a Monday night, I don't know what's going on. I just want to make sure that everything's working here and the audio's working on my phone. And I think it is. Reboot my computer, everything is. Yeah, okay, that's working, so I can leave that. Yeah, let's go like that. Exit all this. I go to my Facebook. Go to here, just make sure everything's working. I don't know who's, oh, looks like Docfire Live is there. I don't hear anything. Yeah, that's working. Let's see if there's anyone in here. I don't know if anyone's in here yet. Let me fire up my computer here. I'm going to try a couple different things today. I think I want to move my camera down to like here. I don't know, maybe this is kind of more of a top-down shot. I don't know what I'm talking about. Doesn't take much. Let's see. So here, let's go. Where is Director Mini? Admin sign in. Let's look at live comments. Let's turn them on. Okay, and I think, yeah, I think I can do this. Let's see what this is. Auto clear, let's see. Okay, yeah, I can do it. I can do it from here. I should kind of like that a little bit better. But anyway, welcome to the show, everyone. And we're just going to work on stuff. I don't know who's here. I don't really care. If you're here, thank you for showing up. Couple of things I want to get out of the way is, if you guys saw on the main screen there, and if I can, let's see if I can, I think I can do this. Oh yeah, so a couple shout outs. Number one, this video is here because of my main sponsor, non-Docfire Paintball, that's me, GI Sports. Thank you, GI, for providing paint for me to shoot for customers' guns and get all that stuff done. I get my paint at Sac Paintball in Sacramento, California. I pick it up there. GI provides it. I can pick any of the GI stuff I want. Currently, I just finished the 2-star. I have Marbleizer and what's the Dynasty paint? God, I'm losing my mind here. The Dynasty paint, and so I pick it up at the store, and they provide it, and I don't know how all the money gets moved around somehow, but I'm very thankful for that, and I'm thankful for Sac Paintball and their mother store, which is Extreme Velocity or Extreme Paintball out of Modesto. I always want to say Extreme Velocity for some reason. And then their online store, BlackFridayPaintball.com. If you haven't gone there, if you're local and you want to see if they have it in stock, log on to BlackFridayPaintball.com. They have let you know the stock allocations at each store of that item if it's in stock at one or the other. So anyway, it's kind of nice. You want to pick up local. You're paying tax no matter what and save yourself some shipping. But anyway, and then not a sponsor, but I want to kind of outline another cool thing. ShockTech's Black Friday, 15% off all parts. That's all their parts. I don't think it includes barrel kits and stuff like that. It's all stuff that they manufacture. And I don't know if they're going to do a gun deal. I do know there's going to be a gun that's probably going to come live here pretty soon. That's a pretty unique gun. One of one, never to be done again in 2025. But don't forget, the sale starts December 26th in the morning. And then it ends the following Monday night. So it gets you into the Cyber Monday type of thing. So it's you got a whole time. Great thing on price. Get your parts, get your projects up and running. I see. I don't know what I'm doing here. Did that work? Oh, it did work. Okay, I can just double tap these things. Okay, I do like that. So let's get back to the main scene here. Here we go. I have a new stinger that goes between scenes. I don't know if that's any good or not. I don't know if the audio was even working when I was over there. It could have. I'm curious. Let me go back to that. I just want to make sure my audio was working. Let's just make sure it should be working. Yes, it is working. So I just wanted to make sure it was. Let's go back to the main scene. You got a neat little stinger that goes between the scenes. I don't know if there's any noise to that or not. Ben Bond is in. Hey, Ben. And then I have, let me see, let me click on that, get that away. Ben is in, and then I have on Facebook, I have, don't too much in the next 15 minutes. I have a quick drive to do. So this is Buff Pierogi, whoever that is. He's on YouTube. So then I have Rich is Sack. November 26th. Oh, did I say December? I meant to say November 26th. Is it? I don't know. Let me see. What did I put on the thing? Let me go look. Is it wrong on the ad? No, it's November 26th to December 1st because it breaches into the weekend, I think. I think it is. Let me see. Did I get that wrong? If it's wrong, we'll just run it that long. No, it's yeah, so it runs anyway. We'll get it all figured out on all that stuff. Rich Sack 3856, I think I know who that is. And by the way, I want to say one other sponsor that I always try to talk about, and I get sponsored by their barrels, or their barrel, singular, not plural. It's a small company. And that is Master Skony Paintball. And I shoot their Epsilon barrel with the 3-inch inserts, commonly referred to as the Nova inserts, but I call them the Skony inserts. And if you don't have one, it's the best barrel deal on the market, period. Buy it from from Master Skony Paintball. And he has a lot of other great stuff. He has the leaning feeds and parts, and he has a PWR. I think he has a PWR barrel on there. I don't know if he does or not. Froggy, Buff Froggy. Kind of looks like Froggy, but that's okay. just kind of going through. Scony for the win. Yes, I agree with you. It is Scony for the win. Whoops, let's get back up there. And I just love the thing. Yeah, Scony Paintball. And Scony is a Shock Tech dealer. So, anyway, we are working on... I'm supposed to give someone some time, but I don't know if that's going to work or not. But, yeah, let's see. That should automatically turn off. I am working on a gun for Shock Tech. We just sold a Shock Tech, a pink Desert Fox, to someone that's probably watching the video right now. Beautiful gun. But just got that sold. And since this is a special gun, I gotta pull some special parts out. I do things a little different. These loosely call the Skunk work cockers. Loosely. We'll loosely call it that. Because you gotta have fun. Gotta have fun. So we're gonna build out this SFL on-off system. And I have fancy plugs that we put on these Skunk work-ish cockers. These are a little different. They're a little different. So, they are a 100% official Shock Tech autococker, and warranted and everything, but they're just a little different. Uh-oh, I hear my sister's up visiting my brother-in-law, and they're at my parents' house right now. And they'll probably be coming in. My brother-in-law comes in like a bull in a china closet. He's a great guy. Just these dogs go nuts when he comes in, and he yells and screams at them. He loves our dogs, but he comes in and gets in here and get all these parts out. There's no real rhyme or reason how I'm doing this. Let's get this frame put together. I need put a little dab of blue Loctite right over here in the corner. A little dipping dab. Place I can dip screws in. Dippity doo-dah. And let's see, I gotta go look over here to see. I don't know if this is, I think it's gonna work. Yeah, so if you guys ever bought from Master Scunny Paintball, good service, good person. Makes kind of that unique stuff you don't see, it's hard to find. Has the Scony leaning side feed necks that are similar to the Roni feed necks that are no longer being made. And he makes those. And yeah. Oh, itch. An itch. Let's set that off over here. We're gonna just get the rest of the parts out. All the parts that we gotta get out of here. And then this little O-ring slips right into here. There's a little O-ring, it's a number 12 that goes into the face of your thing. It's a friction O-ring. We snap it in there. What it does is Shock Tech's this screw here has a little lip, and when you screw this in, you don't want to lube that O-ring. You don't really need to. You'll feel it snap. It will snap past it, but it takes a lot of there's some effort to get it to loosen up. So what I like doing is putting that on there all the way tight, getting my Shock Tech sticker right here, and we're gonna line this up when it's tight, when it's all the way on, so the sticker looks good like that. So when it's nice and tight and you have it tight, it just looks good. It's just the little touches you do, right? But we can unbolt this. We're gonna get a little bit of lube right here. This should have all the O-rings already in it, yeah. We're gonna just lube this guy up. There we go. I can go in there. And we're going to, it's going to be dropped into here. Push that guy down there, I think. I feel like he's doing something down there. Oh yeah, I can feel it grab. Yeah, it's making sure the O-ring is grabbing in there. And this should be this guy. No, it's not that guy. Where's my other Allen key? Put this right here. It's this guy, and I'm gonna a little dab disappeared. And I don't put much on this, and we're gonna screw this guy in. Oh wait, yeah, that's the right way. No, I take that back. What am I doing? You don't put Loctite on this. There's a reason why you don't put Loctite on this. So let's wipe off the Loctite. Let's go in here. What was I thinking? Why did you guys warn me in comments that I was doing the wrong thing? You don't put Loctite on that because if I Loctite it, there'd be Loctite on those threads in here. So let me wipe off any Loctite that's in there. And then this thing, the brass part, the one that's supposed to move back and forth, would be Loctite in place. And someone would not be a happy camper when they got their gun in the mail. So what was I thinking? I wasn't thinking. I was screwing off. Trying to be Loctite happy, like it's tequila or something like that, like at a party. Let's get all that out of there. We don't want any of that in there. Okay, so all this does, this just holds that little part down in there. It's got to get it going. There we go. There we go. And all you got to do is, it doesn't need to be cranked down. It just needs to be snug. That's it. You're not cranking down on it. We don't need that. Put that in the spare parts pile. And we're going to lube up this guy because sure it's got nice and lubed up. I lubed up the threads. And there we go. Loop. Put a little Loctite on this pro fitting. A little bit all the way around. Just guarantee sealing. So I don't know. Hopefully the feed's going good. I don't know. I can probably go look again. Let's see. But yeah, a lot of Black Friday stuff going on. Be interesting to see how Black Friday does in the USA. Hopefully pretty good for folks. The other thing is we're going to take this off because I screwed it on because, you know, I know what I'm doing. But usually you want to take it off and then slide this on. This will go on and it'll look like it's on when you slide it up here. It's like, but it's not. You got to make sure it's all the way on. We're going to put this on. What will happen is when that's on sometimes you can't get it, it won't slide past it, but we're gonna go right there, a little screw here, we're gonna snug down on that. That's already pre-lubed in there. That's flush with the front, and that is on. But there is something else I'm going to do. I'm going to grab my pusher tool, and we're going to go and we're going to do a little bit of polish work. Skunk work guns, get a little bit of polish work done to them. So this little pusher pushes that pin out. It's a firearm tool. These are not firearms, but it's a firearm tool that I'm using. Come on, get out. I got one. Yeah, that, and that. I like to put a little bit of oil in this bearing while I'm here. Just drop a little oil right on the seam. Let it soak in there. Just make sure it's nice and oily. And I want to make sure that is in the right spot. It is. And then we're going to go and do a little polish Polish, yeah. So let's let me go here. I want to go here and make sure that the garage is on. Yeah, we'll do that. And then I think, yeah, we'll do that. I'm getting a little bit of sandpaper. Some sandpaper right here. Just want to touch up a piece of area right here. Got my phone right here. Watch it ring or something like that while I'm in there. I'm just taking off some of the milling marks on the surface that runs against the bearing. Just a little bit. Make sure that feels good. Open on the top here, just kind of look what I can do. A lot of times what I can do is I have a Sharpie right here. We'll use a Sharpie to coat the top of this, right? The back here, look at it. It's a good thing to do if you want to see if you're doing things right. Let's look at the bottom. We'll do the Sharpie on the bottom also. And so on the back here, it's nice and dry. If I start sanding it, right, it's going to show where the low parts are. And you'll see the material will sit inside the lows. If I can zoom in here. Focus, focus. You can see right here, there's some material in there. So we can work on that. It's a guide. It's called a guide coat. Okay. We'll call it a guide coat. So this is stuff that ShockTech is not going to do. They don't have time. They're going to build. It's too labor intensive. It's not that they can't do it, and it's not that it's really needed. A lot of these, you know, I always say is you get a brand new ShockTech gun and you want to go and run a couple cases of paint to the thing. Go and play with it, and it will just wear in. It's kind of like getting a brand new baseball glove, right? You know, baseball glove manufacturers are not going to pre-wear the gloves. I mean, yeah, I think there's some out there that do that. It's kind of a gimmick, I think. But it's not worth their time to do it, if that makes any sense. I need to do it like this. Thought I had a touch screen. So where can you get the tools like this? This guy. Well, here's the brand name. It's called Grand Rapids Industrial Products Grip, and this is it's essentially a pin pusher for firearms, for just like that, and it has different pins, and I have different size pins in here. These are magnetic. They sit in there, and it's exactly what it is, a pin pusher. And then if you don't have one of these are made in the USA. This one I probably need to go and I overstretch the spring. This is like a slide hammer. These are awesome, and I'm probably due for another one. I probably need to clean this tip up. Maybe I get new springs if I call the company. Nothing wrong with this. And this side's a hammer. This is for like setting things back in. Works really good. Those are a must. Some of these. Let's go back to Zoomy Outland. So yeah, where do you get tools like that? In most parts, you don't need it. And if someone bought the pink gun, the pink Desert Fox, that may be on here, this was done for you, so you don't have to do it. So I do get I have a flat surface here, so I'll just hold this on flat and I'll just drag it. And I like to put the grain in the direction of travel of what that's going to be moving into. And I use 400 dry on this. And the other thing is, like, if I go like this, let's do a couple lines. Pen's getting a little dry. This other one. Do that on that side. Do that on that side. And we're gonna, and just light pressure, even on all sides. I can put my finger in the center. Flip it over. Do the same on the other side. Try to keep my finger in the center. Light pressure. You'll see the high spots. Like this side's pretty good. It's actually pretty good. I'm just making sure there's no high spots. And then I do things like this. I go in here and I make sure there's no burrs in here. So your timing rod goes through. So I run a rat tail file in here. I actually have a deburring tool. We're just going to make sure this is nice and good. I have another file. Let's see, it's right here. And that's not the one that fits. Where's the other one? Right down here. There it is, right here. It's the one that fits. Put a nice little chamfer on that. These are things, if you're a builder and you're doing custom stuff, this is stuff that you need to, that you kind of take care of. I know, like, Jason does this type of stuff. He's all about deburring. He's a machinist by trade, you know, and an airline pilot guy, you know, it's all that good stuff. You know, jack of all trades, right? Make sure there's no burrs in any of this stuff. These two screw holes are what they mount it down when they're machining it. You know, like the roughness in there, that's hidden. A lot of stuff, this right here doesn't write on anything. That doesn't do anything. There's a section back here that pushes against the bearing. It doesn't really do much. It's actually just pushes against the bearing, and they could probably get rid of that bearing. I don't think anything. Choose a. I always wonder about just popping those bearings out and putting like a hard piece of roller steel in there. And just run this back and forth. I can just, so let's go and paint the bottom of this guy up. There we go. You just want to light pressure. Start looking at, you'll see if I can zoom in a little bit for you. Start seeing a little spot in the middle that needs to, just need to work on it just a little bit. Just light pressure. And when we start, we're at that level. Just keep. A little bit of light pressure. I know my tabletop's nice and flat. It's a really high-end tabletop. It's a lab table. Starting to look good. And I always kind of run a tool. And I feel, if I feel any ridges there, I can feel very slight. So let's just keep. You want to do the full length of this. There we go. A little bit more. There we go. It's almost all gone. I run a tool across. It feels really good. All right, so let's go out and do a little work outside. I'm gonna go and switch to NDI Garage Cam, and I'll be right back. Coming outside. Turn these lights on. There we go. Hello, everyone. I'll need my hair pliers here. I want it clampy. Clampy right about here. A little bit tighter. There we go. Clampy, let's grab this. On. Material up there. And we're gonna clamp it like that. We'll do this bottom surface here. And you gotta be, well, if you're using a buffer like this ball guard buffer, you gotta be careful. You'll buff ways into it, so you gotta be really careful. Looking like a mirror. Do my main glide surfaces. Shiny. Shiny, looking good. Mighty fine. And it gets hot, so I'm going to have to hold it with the tool. Getting hot. Put this back. Front side. Really polishes up my tool. Got it. And you'll see I'm going to give this thing a wash. You're going to be over at the sink, but right here, nice and shiny. Looks like chrome. So I'm going to wash it. So I'm not going to turn the camera on. I'm just going to put water on it. Sink, my toothbrush, wash my hands first. Getting this all washed up. Let's see. This is mighty fine. Ooh, that's hot water. Okay. I installed one of those bathroom, you guys can't see it, one of those bathroom paper towel dispensers. Love it. Absolutely love it in our shop. Alright, back to the... Coming back. Go back to main screen. Here I am. Let's go here. I got to turn off the audio in the back. Always off. Just turn it off. And I can go like that. All right. So I'm back. Let's do the zoomy zoom. One more zoom in. So here this guy is. Yeah, it's got some fingerprints on it, stuff like that. But the size I'm not too worried about. Let me get my cloth here if I can wipe off. That's what I'm going for on the bottom. I'm going for mirror. That's a glide surface. This is a glide surface. That's a glide surface. These sides are, but I kind of like to leave some imperfections. I just took any burrs and like that off. So we're going to drop this back in here. And then we're going to put the pin back in. See, the pin should go back in. Let me look at them. I'm trying to get to my... Of course, these glasses are... Which side did the pin go in? Looking for the pin serrated stuff. Should go in this way. Yeah. Yeah, it should go this way. So we're going to go like that. And then there's a certain way I put these washers on. I want the dome side towards the put that guy right there. That's a bitch putting these things in. This guy right here. Come on. I should do it all as one unit. What am I doing? Flip that out. Come on. There we go. All as one unit. Not all as one unit. Didn't go in all as one unit. Let's see if I can get that washer in there. This is a pain in the butt. You guys can't. Let me zoom out a little bit for you. Of course, I got everything. Someone bought something somewhere. We do over. Do over. Flip this one around. Like that. There we go. They should all. And if I put my Allen key, it's this one. It's the one I like using. I get this down in here and I wiggle it around. I should be able to grab all those guys. There it is. I am all the way through. There we go. I am all the way through. Oh, feels nice and good. So we're gonna drop a drop of oil under here and let it drain down a little bit on either side. Let it drain in there. I want to lubricate all the hinge points here. Make sure all that's nice and lubricated up. Some lubricate down the sides. And then I like using a mixture. And this is, I'm fine with putting a little too much in here. This is Tri-Flow, and all I want is a couple of drops down there. And then on the very bottom, I want a drop that's going to drip down there. And I find this mixture I really like. Feels really good. But you do what you want. You do you. If you want to use whatever you want to use, you go ahead and use it. So oil there. Okay, so now we got that pin there. We can do it a couple ways. We can do it the right way. And we can get my press in here. And we're going to press that down just like that. That's how it's supposed to be done. But if you don't have a press, you can use this little slide hammer and you can tap it in like that. It'll tap right in. And boy, does that feel good. Sandpaper, set that off to the side. Just wipe down. It feels really, really good. Here, let's put some grip panels on this thing. Right here. famous ShockTech 3D printed grip panels. Crack me up. People request these things. Just 3D printed. And I'm like, hey, okay, you know, teach their own. They do fit perfectly on these guys, which is nice. Flip it over to the other side. Most recent. There we go. Like I said, I don't know how many people are watching or not watching. I'm not logged in like I used to be where I could see all that stuff. It's too much, too many devices connected. I tend to be looking all over the place. Just, I don't really care. Makes no difference. There we go. Oh, that feels better. Let me just, I want to make sure on something here. Let's go to here. Let's make sure I'm still live. Yes, I am. It has not kicked me. It's interesting. It's interesting. I don't get. Oh, I did get Beetlejuice. Okay. It is a nice screen. It's a. I just saw that comment made because I missed it. Beetlejuice 17. It says it's a nice screen. It is. It's a really nice screen. It'll be available for sale in the near future. Okay, let's set the frame off to the side. We're going to bring the body in. So this is what it is. It's a CG2, and then I need to turn that off because it's not echoing in my ear. A CG2, and let's. Oh, you know what I realized? I had the wrong lights on. That's why it's so dark in here. Hold on, I had the wrong lights. I'm surprised it's not looking horrible. There we go. And the wrong lights. We super zoom in here. Give it a second. Come on. I gotta fix the autofocus. Autofocus far near. Is that the one that works? Yeah, that's it. That's what I want. So, ShockTech Factory PHAT. These are 11/16. Very few ever made like this. This has all been put together already. So I have to go, and we have to do the Loctite for this guy. So we're going to back that out. Has not been Loctited yet. We're going to get FU glue, green. Little dab will do. Oh, let me put this in frame for you. FU blue green, or FU green. There we go. That's where that needs to be. Factory setting. Wipe off the excess right there. There we go. We can get a little bit of blue Loctite on this fitting now. I'll go all the way around this fitting. And then I like to run a Q-tip through the inside of this. Make sure there's any oil on that, on those threads. There we go. Although this is the Loctite that works with oil, it still seals, but it just better be. Oh, I need to. I pull this back, and you guys can't see what I'm doing. I'm putting on the flippered swivel 90. Okay. Snug that down just a little bit. Sure that's not over tight. That flips over just like that. Okay, that's on there. I'm going to put some ball detents in. Let's bring that back. These are wire detents. And let's get both of these guys out. There we go. Okay, I need this guy right here. A little bit of blue Loctite on this. I want to make sure they physically function on the inside. Oh, it needs an O-ring. Sure they actually function. They don't. Yep. So I can snug this guy down. There we go. I want to make sure it doesn't bind open. Like if I push it all the way open, it doesn't want to bind. This needs an O-ring. While I'm here, where's my O-rings? This is the O-ring. Yeah, that should be on number 14. Or 15, but I put a 14 on it because I like it a little bit snug. Okay. There we go. And so let's get this side on. Multitasking. That's what I do. See if I can catch up on those. Okay, let's go back in and make sure this guy is square. Yeah. Throw him in. All the way forward and back just a little bit. There we go. Yep, moves. So I want to make sure, see, sure it doesn't, yep, doesn't stay up. On there. Let's go and run a bolt in there, make sure the bolts they function as intended. Yes, they do. That goes in like that. Okay. Oh, I need a beaver tail screw. I may have to machine this screw. Let me see if I have to. Beaver tail screw right over here. Should be this guy. Let's see. Yeah. That's the right one. That guy's there. I think I'll put that on after we put on the framey. Oh wait, we need to bring this into, oh no we don't. That needs to go on first. I like a little bit of ooh, that's probably too much. Just like a little bit of oil. That's probably too much oil, but we'll wipe it all off when we're done. Just loosey-goosey right now. Snug. I don't over crank these, they just need to be snug down. I like to put just a little, probably just wipe it on. There we go. It's enough to wipe it, just touch it. Just barely touch it. Let's make sure that's straight. Let's conk this. That looks pretty straight. I need to grab this guy right here. We're going to run it through some blue. Run it, make sure that's still. Let's try to get this guy lined up just about right there. Run that down. Let's get another one in here. It's a little fit in there just a little. There we go. That's there. Let's snug that there. And we need to kind of bend that down just a little bit. Tweak it down. It doesn't rub on the bottom. There we go. That's good. Okay. Now I have to be careful. I'm going to bring this into frame because I'm going to be. I got to, because YouTube gets a little weird when I show something completed. That's not what they think it is. Their algorithm will think it's something else. And they get a little weird because it's a live feed. If it's anything not a live feed, then they don't get so weird. But they'll just stop the stream. It's kind of amazing. You just turn it off. It's kind of funny. Kind of funny. Okay, what am I looking for? Let's take that here. Got this guy right here. I like to put a little bit of, you don't do this, loop up the end of your macro line when you're putting them in these fittings for the first time. Oh. Because they like that. They don't like to be. They like it. They don't like it rough. Just telling you, they're not into it, into that roughness stuff. They want to be eased into the insertion there. Sickos. Let's see. Let's put some stuff away here. And like that. So I'm just going to try to. There we go. You guys get the point. Facebook folks, like, it's to blame the YouTubers. But yes, let me go into here. So this one, I need to, while we're here, I need to do a little cleanup work. I have a little bit of Loctite goobers right here. I'm gonna wipe that off. That's cleaned up. Sometimes that happens. Oh, it's my wife. I'm gonna put you guys on mute real quick, just for a second. All right, I'm back. Got the heads up from the old wifey poo that she's coming home. But yeah, let's. Well, here's the other part for this thing. You guys are curious. This comes with the 6A3. Brand new. Brand spanking new. This may be available here soon also. But if I were to cover this half, just look at this half. And, oh, it's perfect. I'm just going to pull this back out of frame. Really, really nice. Feels really good. I'm trying to polish off some of the components on here. Looks really good. This is a nice looking unit, I have to say. The color is it's a matte. Man, what do I call it? It's an olive drab. It's a nice olive drab. Let's do this. Let's do things right here. Put the shock deck the right way. Like that. The bottom one's right. Let's flip that so you see black on the outside edge there. So yeah, nice. It will be available here real soon. In the ShockTechUSA.com. ShockTechUSA.com store, probably in the Skunk Works section. Under that, but this is this will be just a nice marker. These 11/16, just for everyone to know, on these markers, generally about 180 psi is max to get like probably 320 with a good paint to barrel match out of this. So I want to say there's one that's going to be coming for sale here really soon. That 265 psi gets you 310, and that one's a little different. And it's a 1 of 1, and but it's right about typically an autococker or not autococker, a ShockTech autococker. 300 psi output on the reg with good paint to barrel batch will usually net you about 315 to 320, depending on the weight of your paintballs. If you have a heavier weight paintball, like a 3.4 gram, you'll be in the 315. If you have a lighter weight, like a 3.2 gram paintball, then you'll be closer to 320 at that same pressure. Shooting essentially lighter paint is a tad bit more efficient. On pressure wise. So, here to think of. I actually been weighing all my paint. Like the Dynasty paint is 3.2, 2-star is 3.4, and I've just been weighing everything out. So if anyone is curious about that, but go buy your stuff. Support GI. Support all your paintball vendors, but buy GI paint if you can, if you like it. If it's shooting good. If it's not shooting good, let GI know. Let them know. Call their customer service. Let them know where you bought the paint. There should be a lot number or something like that on the box. Give them the information. Give them feedback. That's we can complain all day to ourselves, but to our friends, but I don't know. Let them know. But let's set this off to the side. This one is Dunsey. I need to set it over here where it's not going to get damaged. Right there. Barrel can go over here. I'm checking these out. These are HK Army's regulator. You guys want to open it up? See what it looks like on the inside? Let's do that. I've already pressurized it, and this was right around 700 psi. This is their HP it's their, oh, I can't remember. I have to look online what their series is. Man, that is, let me get an Allen key. I just want to give them a try. They're pretty inexpensive. It's their base, made overseas. Really, really stiff spring, which is fine. That's perfectly fine. Let's get into this guy. Let's see if does it take regular screws or is it metric? Oh, I don't know. That may be metric. Let's see. Is it metric? No. It's. Let me get another one of these guys. I have one that fits well and one that doesn't fit well. Let's see. Oh no, it is 5/64. So let's go, and these screws have a little bit of Loctite on them. They're not stainless steel. They're just steel, which is, they may rust a little bit, which is okay. Not going to hurt anything. Okay, let's look at the pin mechanism. Pop that down. It's got a spring in here. Here's the spring. Pretty heavy duty little spring there. It's got this like urethane cup. I'll probably do a more in-depth review on these things, but let's just kind of, let's go into super zoom. It's got, this guy is, it's not an O-ring, so it's not anything that you could probably put a, do I have any of those fat ones? Let me go see. I may have some here. No. Let me go look here. What about here? No. I just wonder if we could use these are 105s. So 105 look. No, 105 is way too big. Just try, let me see how thick the 105 is, comparative. You could probably use a 100 series like a 103. I don't know if I have any of those. So if your pin starts leaking, you're kind of, you have to buy this pin. I don't know if they sell it separately. They do sell, and this is lubed up. It's just nicely lubed. It's got a encapsulated, so your Belleville discs don't fall off. So it's very much like the Ninja in that aspect. It's got a flat, it's like nylon style reg seat. Little aluminum reg seat in there. It's pretty light. It's aluminum base, all aluminum. So it's it's well lubed, so that's good. It's got more than enough lube on it. Put that in there. A little shaving there. That's a little leftover smiley face from somewhere. I don't do this the hard way, do it the easy way. Pretty easy to service. I mean, if you get these and you need to service them, basically you take this off and you're just going to wipe the lower O-ring and the upper O-ring off, and then you're going to use some Dow 111. And you probably just go like this. I'm gonna be able to stab it. There we go. I got it. And then you reassemble it. Obviously, you got to degas your tank before you take everything apart. And then these little guys right here, I would put a little bit of Loctite, don't need much. Have some Loctite on those. Spin them back in. They're just set screws. You don't need to jam them in there and crank them down like there's no tomorrow. Just they're cup faced on the front. So all you need to do is just have it grab the metal. And since it goes in a groove, even if this were to unscrew, it's eventually gonna, these screws are they're gonna hit a lip, and it's not gonna be able to come all the way off. But you want to make sure that that doesn't come undone. So you want to make sure they're in there snug. Looks like a couple 90 durometer 15s on here. And then it's got the, looks like the 113, I think it is, on the bottom. Standards 1.8, so 1,000, 1.8K, so it's at 1,800 PSI, and then 7.5K is, that's 7,500. I don't know. So it's, anyway, it is, by the way, it is not a direct fill. So a lot of times you'll know if it's a direct fill that there'll be a hole in the side here. It doesn't have these grooves right here are, if this were to come unscrewed off your tank, then this is going to vent out here. And but sometimes they'll drill a hole in the side where the fill is. It's got a nice little fill dust cover. So that's nice. I think that just uses an O-ring in there. I mean, really, the only part that is maybe not as serviceable is the pen seat here, which you need. You know, if that's not available, I'm sure, I don't know, these are like 60 bucks or something like that, 80 bucks. I don't know. I think that the downer part on this is they are aluminum threads, and aluminum is tough on things, but it's actually seems to be a nice rag. I mean, it's always interesting on the lower end beginner rag series. They tend all to be exactly the same. They all come out of overseas, Taiwan or China, and they all are pretty much kind of the same on the insides. Like even the Mortal Air is very similar to this. You almost can exchange parts. The Empire, very similar, and they all perform pretty decently in all regards. And if you were to service these, you know, annually, then you probably get some more life out of them. And but they tend to be hard to find parts for a good reason. They're cheap enough that they would rather just have you toss this in the garbage can, I think. You know, they as being the rag manufacturers in general, not a particular company at all. It's a nice gauge on it. So I got the micro gauge. It's a brass gauge. You feel it. You can see a little bit of the brass marks. And it has, you know, the, you know, the areas, the green is where you want to be. You don't want to go into max because you overfill it, your tanks, but most places are pretty well dialed in on that. It's a nice little band, so you know if you got an HP one or not. You can get, if you order the HP, you can get the kits that bring you to mid pressure and low pressure, and they just drop in. And really, it's just I'm kind of curious. I'll look at on my review. A lot of times, just taking off Belleville discs, and sometimes that's the change. I don't think it's. I don't know. Be interesting. I can measure the discs out and see if they're. But that's probably the biggest problem is if the discs go flat, which happens. I don't know if it's with these or not. I haven't done any longevity tests. So I've heard good things about these. Heard from people like this. They've hit the airsoft community pretty hard on them, and I've heard some good things. People, the airsoft folks seem to like them. So good price. So we'll see. We'll see how that goes. The Hostile Kids Army products. But anyway, yeah, that's all I got. So, everyone, thanks for hanging out from YouTube. Hit that like if you liked it. If you didn't like it, leave me a comment. I don't care. And if you want to see more of these, let me know. More of just whatever. And I'm trying to kind of mix it up. I just do a lot of like, here's a customer's gun, gun down video, robot, and I don't know, it gets kind of boring. So I'm trying to. I need to spice it up a little bit, do other things. But I'm just a one-man show, so it's kind of like time is precious. But anyway, thanks for showing up. Hit the like and subscribe on YouTube and Facebook. I don't know what the hell you do on that.